So let's go creatures, graveyards, enchantments. Artifacts are also fine, but we don't need. And now we have Kairi again. Hello everyone, it's Sloth. I'm back and straight from coming to home I started recording daily video for you because I don't want it to be late. If it's late, I'm sorry, I did my best. And I was thinking, what is the best control deck to showcase for today? And you know what? We did the Dimir control, we did the Esper control. I like, it's obvious, right? It has to be the Azorius control. We wanted to make it spicier, we wanted to make it more interesting, so this is the build for today. I also wanted way more counterspells because I know you guys enjoy a lot of counterspells, so we started with more, but unfortunately after playing some games I had to tone it down, and this is the end step, you know, of the deck, or the end game. Double Devious Cover-Up to grind this value, double Wash Away, and Negate it with Make Disappear. Yeah, we need to be on the, you know, more aggressive tapped outside just to keep removing creatures, or it's very, very hard to stabilize and survive into the mid game and end game, where we should shine. So regarding the deck, we of course have a lot of sweepers. I'm running for the Depopulate. You can go to 3 probably, but it just feels that you need the Depopulate on turn 4 or you are super behind. We have some minions, and one of the big twists with the deck, first for discovery with a fancy skin, but in reality it's just first for discovery. We are playing 2-color deck, and one of the good ways to enjoy, you know, 2-color deck instead of like Esper is to get the benefit of cards like this that lets you draw 3 cards and discard 1 island or 1 plains. And believe me, I'm getting a lot of those while playing the games, usually for 6 turns in a row. So I definitely enjoy discarding them and turning them into good cards. It's not enough for a main card though, so that's why we also play Memory Deluge. I had so much trouble finding the value. I'm usually drawing so many lands with this deck, not sure why. But that's why we are playing for Deluge, first for Discover. This should be on paper enough value to just keep going. And on the finisher side, because I really wanted to have Kairi and Jin-Gitaxias back into this meta, it's hard, not gonna lie, those are probably not the most efficient wincons. Because they cast 7 mana and you are dead by turn 4 unless you stabilize, but we only have 2 creatures in the whole deck except the Emperor tokens, so I thought we need the resistant creatures, the creatures that have ward, that have auto-countering spells, this kind of stuff that, you know, it gives you this edge that you need to, you know, just not have it die to Infernal Grasp or whatever, go for the fraud. So yeah, Jin-Gitaxias is definitely one of the most resilient creatures, just because if your opponent is top decking, you know he cannot kill it generally, and that's usually enough to just untap and get crazy value with, you know, doubling card or whatever. And don't forget, you can use Soul Partition as a counterspell basically and just protect Jin-Gitaxias, and normally you don't get too much value with it, it's 1 for 1, but with Jin-Gitaxias your opponent's first spell gets countered. It means that he needs to play a second one, and the second one is negated by Soul Partition. Then you replay the Jin-Gitaxias and he needs another 2 removals for the next turn to try again. This kind of play can win you the games if you are low on resources together with your opponent, and it's just 2-card combo basic. So pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. On the win rate, I actually don't know, I will check. Alright, so with this one I didn't have too much luck, it's not competitive. I think there are more efficient builds, so if you are all about this efficiency, it's probably not the best choice for laddering. Honest truth, it is what it is. So still, I think it's enjoyable. I hope you will have fun, and with that being said, let's go into the games. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy Christmas with Sloth, because it's actually the first time on this channel we have, you know, this Christmas holiday, whatever, and I really enjoyed it. I'm happy you guys enjoyed the videos. I did my best. I really hoped you will enjoy those. So really happy that it went well, and yeah, thank you for it. That was super cool to have it with you guys. Alright, our opponent goes first. We have pretty good hand. Soul Partition will definitely be helpful. Yeah, and we got the perfect mana. I will open with the blue one, because, you know, sometimes... well, why not, right? Why not? That's the idea. And we are now waiting, kinda. We need 3-4 mana to start going, so right now the initiative is absolutely on our opponent's side. And we'll get rid of this one, even though it has summoning sickness, but it's higher mana value, so we slow him down. This one can be cast on the next turn, so we don't really gain anything. But right here, that's a big deal, and we will soon start. When we hit the Emperor mana, that will be a whole different game. From my experience with this deck, they usually go for the land, because it's actually pretty hard to get good mana base. All your cards are one color, like colored mana. I would expect he wants green, to be honest, but maybe that's not true. It's fine. I mean, we don't counter stuff like this, especially when we have search for Count's Castle, or just first for Discovery. Yeah, I should just cast it. We have all the variables for this turn. Man, this is such a nice draw. The fact that it comes one turn earlier than Deluge is honestly really sweet. And as long as we have lands, we just say go and we try to defend. And then at some point we hit Farewell or Memory Deluge, and that should grow. Oh, that's a big deal. That's a big one. That's a big one, because if he might not attack. If he doesn't, because our Emperor is super obvious. Yeah, I think I will counter this one. This is a big threat, and it also blocks his next play, because probably, unless he has a land in the hand. Yeah, but if he messes land, he needed this to cast the next spell, so we kinda countered two spells in a way. I will go with the Pain Lands just to keep them at discard possibility. This is not great against the dog. If there was no dog, I would just main phase the Emperor. But in this... oh my god, this is actually annoying. This is a strong card. I guess. I have to counter a bit more than I would like to. But it's fine. Okay, perfect. Unfortunately, the counter is correct. Let's see the target. He wants the dog. I am not surprised. Alright, alright. Can we go for the less value? Not really sure about this one. Let's see the attack, but it's obvious it will be everything. I think this is the play. Not entirely sure about it, but I think that's the play, especially that next turn it's just super awkward for him to cast anything. We are definitely drawing way too many lands as usually. So 16 cards, we have 8 lands, so exactly 50%. It's not... okay, it's more than 50%. It's still fine, but if we keep drawing like 2 more lands, we are falling super behind. We need something like Memory Deluge or first. I will not play the last land, just to keep discarding the first. Alright, so he might go really big. Alright. The problem is that our play is super obvious, and I hope he goes for it. Perfect. Because we really need this Emperor to, you know, just do something. Finally. Okay, that was the card that we needed for a long time. And given we have a next Emperor, I think we can play like this. We definitely do not depopulate this board, it's way too small. I will consider just using the Emperor. Let's see how he plays, that's the big deal. Michiko. Alright. So he's going really hard. I think Depopulate next turn is the play. So that's 6 damage. He still goes for it. We can save the Emperor and go for Depopulate, or just make a token after Depopulate. But you know what? I think we take this damage. Generally this deck doesn't do very well at dealing direct damage, so being on 1 or 20... oh my god, stop with the lands, honestly. Let's attack first and see what happens. Alright, correct decision. We could Emperor, but it's not worth it. Let's just go Depopulate. It also means that Michiko doesn't have target. But as I said, like, we are nearing the point where we are getting absolutely flooded to the point that we cannot play the game. Like, we have a lot of cards though in this deck, but we are just drawing land after land after land. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10 lands in 18 cards. So it's getting worse overall. So this is some... Okay, that's the card we needed, finally. That's exactly the card we need. Alright, Emperor, Depopulate. Definitely. And I think I can risk playing with Memory Deluge and the Graveyard, it should be fine. Okay, I think this Memory Deluge already should keep us in the game for next, like, 4 turns. And at this point we should keep chaining them, so we draw another one. And as you can see, even though he replaced all the stuff, it's so painfully slow. He can attack for what, 2? And we will use the Emperor just because this comes back from the graveyard, and we want to get rid of it finally. Alright. Alright, so do we depopulate? I think we do. I think we do. It's not very mana efficient. It's not mana efficient. Do we go for the counter and threaten the thing? Yeah. The Emperor does not die next turn. I know we have the other one, but we need to be, you know, resourceful at this point. We have this Memory Deluge, one of the... Okay, see? Perfect. They actually invested their full turn to remove something we considered removing ourselves. And now this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. And if we would kill our Emperor, that would be a really bad play on our part. So let's see what the choice is. Devious Cover-Up. Perfect. Those are the cards. We don't have mana for the counterspell this turn, so that's not perfect, but we'll get it next turn. With Thirst for Knowledge, I think we can keep chaining the value forever. Like, maybe not forever, but you know, we are in the safe spot already. Empty board, our Planewalker, our creatures, and like we triple his mana nearly. Yeah, if we play land next turn, it's nearly triple his mana. So yeah, he has 6 cards, but he will die to those tokens faster than he can play them. And everything will get countered anyway in the end. I'm not even saying about the Farewell, because especially with this kind of stuff, a Farewell is just so much better, because it gives you Planewalker on top of it. Absolutely, my friend. If you keep using your full turn, just transfer part of my threats, and then I untap and have 10 mana again, I absolutely love it. Yeah, next turn it will get much worse for him, because suddenly we will have counterspells. And those little dogs and things don't matter anymore because of the samurais. Nice, I love card advantage. As you can see, this is the winning hand already. I guess it's 6 turns from now. Do we go for the... Yeah, let's go for the union, why not? This is not useful at any point, so we might as well play it. I mostly did it just to play extra land. Who knows, maybe it's important at some point. Alright, Devious Cover-Up. Even if he plays something else, we do not care, because I just want my stuff from the graveyard. I want the best stuff. Only counterspells and... oh my god. It feels so depressing for our opponent just to see how much better our library just got. Yeah, card draw and counterspells. So he has a dog, but like it's 1-1. You basically did nothing this turn overall. Let's go for the union, and now our draw can be the card that we shuffled. Perfect. Man, this is just getting better and better. Smork, 5 turns. Alright, perfect. And let's see what we get, I think. You know what? We don't have guaranteed land, so unless I have to, I shouldn't play this. You should generally wait until you either have to play it, or you just know that you have basic land. Why risk 2 good cards right now? Alright, it would be a real shame if something happened to it. But it's what? 4-4, right? But it has lifelink, so it will be annoying. I will counter it somehow, but not sure if I give him the dog. And yeah, then he plays so slowly. I can even counter it for 1 mana if I care. And this fizzles, of course. He has no play. I know I said something else, but I just gambled. But to be fair, that was not a good decision. I should also draw first and do the thing later. But I know I won the game, so that's why I'm playing like this. Very, very sloppy, to be absolutely honest. We could also just Farewell to get our Emperor to get the clock going. But I know this will be even better later. Sure? This doesn't do anything on its own. he needs another effect. I mean, 1 mana counterspell seems nice. It counters his next spell as well, because he would draw a card, so you know, it's better this way. And let's go for Union. We need Memory Deluges and stuff like this. And as you can see, you can start chaining those over. I don't even need Farewell, I just need Basic to make sure I draw more cards. I don't want to risk my cool cards. You can see that first is actually doing pretty decent work, and now we have Devious Cover-Up. Smork? Honestly, he should probably trade just to survive. And the problem for him is, you can copy something, but it has to be not countered. And it won't happen. Actually, I will counter everything. You know what, let's go for the Negate first. He wants to copy it and just remove the board with this one. 2 cards. And that's the point, we have more cards than he can afford. Oh man, that's some desperation, but I will counter it just to get my stuff back from the graveyard, because my cards are pretty amazing and I definitely want them back. And our library is only 21 cards, so this is actually pretty high chance that you will draw any of those cards, especially after you cast Memory Deluge this, you just are nearly guaranteed to draw one of them at least. And you start chaining everything. Sure. And now he cannot even copy, so he just did all of this to remove one of the samurais from the Emperor. That's why I didn't care the Emperors were gone. They already did their job. I mean, Soul Partition is great for extra value, and let's go Emperor because it's faster lethal. Anyway. This is the land, this is the basic that we'll discard. Man, I like this deck. It just feels so great for us and so bad for our opponent. And I mean, let's see the attack. We have the Emperor, so we can make a new one. Yeah, you better try. That's where you know the pressure is working. When your enchantment opponent just trades his card, main card actually, for a token. Alright? So now, yeah, perfect. Let's see what he drew actually. It might be something we get rid of. Cool. So let's go for the Emperor, and I like Soul Partition because we can bounce Emperor to our hand and replay it. We have so much mana. And you know, let's make things easier and explode him. I think he would appreciate, you know, the faster pace. My turn. Alright, so we are just making stuff. I could just forward. You know what? I think we deserve it. Enchantments. Just to show how far behind this friend was. And let's make the token factory going. And next turn is Lethal. And this is his last card of the game. And that's a borrowed time. Let's see what the target is. It should be a token. And that's a mistake. But it of course doesn't matter. But then we get rid of Soul Partition on our Emperor and then replay it and get an extra token, and he wasted the removal. Alright, opponent goes first. I guess we keep it. Make disappear is kinda the only good thing about this hand. But I think we can live until Depopulate and we can draw something. Like 4 or 5 mana is something you need anyway, so as long as you don't overdraw more, it should be fine. Autonomous Assembler, definitely interesting. Yeah, there were some discussions, but I don't think this card is very strong. Like, it can work, it has some nice tricks, but you know, you still need to kill your opponent, and it will take a while. Like, it can buff itself, right? But it is a lot of mana basically. And then in the end we can just match it when it gets too big, so we don't care. I actually want him to just invest all of his mana into putting 1/1 counters, like how many turns before this kills us, and he's not doing anything else. Perfect. So this is just a lone 3/3 basically. We could exile our Depopulate, but I don't want to lose value. We are under no pressure. Yeah, I think it's not the Union turn. It's super tempting, it's nice, but this is more mana efficient and frankly just more important. We don't care about life. As long as you have more than one, it's enough. You know? Lion Sash. Alright, so Will he equip it? Alright, so he won't. So we do Depopulate next turn. So let's prepare. Follow-up will be scary, so we need a lot of spot removal, stalling, things like this. Yeah, this is pretty good draw. As long as we keep playing lands. I think it was permanence, right? So Memory Deluge is gone. It's fine. I will live without it. And this will be a 2-2. I guess it's 5 damage, you know? You know, I actually don't mind it super hard. It's not so much damage that I need to react. I guess he might pump the thing, but it's just 1 more damage. It's just, you know, super slow what he does. Okay, so he went for Memory Deluge. Also, that's a really good play that he's doing right now, because he can always get rid of the permanent, but this tap actually prevents him from attacking, so you know, not really what he wants. Sure, 5 damage, bro. That's the problem with those cards, because they are super cool, right? But they still need to kill your opponent in reasonable fashion, and if they are too slow, you are just stabilizing with the control deck, and you have more value anyway in the end. So this should be what we are observing. I think that's good enough. Perfect. That's probably the best draw of the deck, in all honesty. Alright, so now we go... Now I will go for the Depopulate, because Negate gives me the, you know, like, confirmation that nothing bad will happen to me. He cannot reconfigure at instant speed, because it's always sorcerer speed, so he loses everything. What he should have done probably is put Lion Sash on something, so it's just resistant to sweepers, you know? Sure. Now he sees no counterspell, he sees there's a creature interaction, he should know that we have white march. And that's exactly what I wanted. Everything scary is a non-creature. So if you can protect against non-creatures, you should be fine overall. And let's go with Kairi. I think that's a good showcase for the card, finally. Because this is exactly a brick in the wall that he needs to answer somehow. And we'll get it back whenever we want. So even though it seems like he did it, he absolutely did not, and we are loving the situation. It will be so useful that it's on borrowed time. We basically have a flash speed for mana Kairi right now. And that's probably the best that Kairi will ever get. And we say go, and we will see what he plays right now. Yeah, because you can just exile the borrowed time. Okay, those are some 1, 2, yeah, that's a lot of permanence. Siege Veteran. Okay, so I just changed my idea for the gameplay. Instead of Flash Kairi, we'll have infinite value Kairi. He cannot equip. Let's go for this one. I might discard Fateful Absence if I have to. Sure, you can answer. You can do it at any point. There's no reason to do it, but sure. Great. Really proud. Okay, let's get on with the draw. Oh my god, that's pretty good. If he sees this kind of discard, he knows that something is up. We are not playing the second one before we get the basic lands. Yeah, sure, cool. Perfect. Finally we can get our stuff. This is not a basic land, so we play it. So let's go creatures, graveyards, enchantments. Artifacts are also fine, but we don't need. And now we have Kairi again. So that's why you see that it's not a great remover against any kind of white deck. Like, those borrowed times are not great, and we can do it again, like next turn. So he's just so slow with this ward thing. He's basically playing 6 mana to do nothing, or just start the value for 1 extra turn. Okay, this is perfect. I could draw it, but I will draw it in response to his cards if anything is scary. This is kinda scary, so I'll draw. Alright. Oh, I have an idea, I think. But he doesn't have the value, so let's just do the thing. It's just easier this way, probably. So yeah, he will get the tokens, but we'll get 6 attack flyer, so it should be pretty rough. I could exile it, but it's not a lot of value for me. Do we have good cards? Kinda, but not the best. I can play one basic, and we just kill him in 4 turns, right? He needs way more, so it's 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. Okay, whatever. You get the idea. We kill him faster. So he needs to defend against Kairi right now. Sure? Man, he really doesn't like the graveyard. Like, most of his cards are something with exiling the graveyard or just affecting it in some way. Cool. Yeah, definitely not bad against Kairi, right? Yeah, and he should attack, of course. No reason to pass the damage. Alright, Emperor is definitely strong, though we are not playing this one. Alright, 2 turns to go. Actually, if I played the Emperor, it would be 2 turn clock. But I think we win with Emperor even more, so we don't even need to play like this. Like, Emperor just gives pure value. And also the Samurai, right? We can block this with Samurai, and it means that we get extra attack. Because he doesn't get the token, he gets the card this turn. So we also get lethal this way. Just with more value. Alright, no instant by the way in the hand. Alright, that's... so I guess he's dead? I would guess he's dead. You dead? Kairi, winning games? Yes. Alright, Dragon, you redeemed yourself for this video. Alright, we're going first. Man, this deck feels so sweet. Like, you are just drawing cards, healing, sweeping. It's just all the best stuff in the same deck. And you also counterspell, which is probably the prime fun in Magic. You know, having all the fun for yourself. I mean, I'm having fun. Alright, the first for this cover will be... yeah, we are not playing it this turn. This is one of the things I like about the deck. He doesn't know that we don't have counterspells. Now he probably knows. Let's cycle. Okay, that's the basic, so we can use the first now. I actually hope we draw some blue lands. This is something we should be playing. And this will be a mono-white control. That's interesting. This is actually a harder matchup than it seems. Somehow they have so much value in the deck. Yeah, exactly. What? That sucked. Not gonna lie. You know what? Oh no, never mind. I wanted to cast Temper, but they have lay down arms. So we never want the sorcerer speed in this kind of matchup. I need to be aggressor because I am actually losing on the value side. This Bankbuster Egandro was absolutely devastating. And you know what? I cannot miss lands, I need Jin-Gitaxias as soon as possible. Oh man, that's not a great draw. I need this land super much, I will actually discard it. The Depopulate is great, but it's not great enough. This is basically a random card. Like, we don't need the life gain, so this is basically just a card. Well, this will be harsh. Like, of course at some point it would be great to sweep the board, but I think we have enough time to just wait for the next one. And we don't need too many of them in this matchup. But yeah, our opponent with those Egandros Bankbuster is absolutely gaining infinity cards. We might see him even 4-4, but it will change very rapidly. And his board is kinda stronger as well. I don't want to even Soul Partition this stuff. I don't want to Soul Partition any of this. I just need to play lands. Maybe we can just play into Jin-Gitaxias as a win condition, and you know, there is a chance it will carry us. The problem is that he for sure has lay down arms, at least one. So the whole point... I could play another Emperor. If he blocks. He gets the token. Yeah. This is such a bait, such an obvious bait, I guess. Okay, so he gets the stuff, but we make a huge creature. There is a chance he will just use White March on it and just remove it for free, but it is, I think, the play we have to do. After those Bankbuster plays, we are not ahead. And we will fall more and more behind. We didn't get our cargo, we didn't get enough counterspells, and he got, you know, very good opening overall. At least we get this value, so we paid the Emperor for this. But they have vigilance, so you know, you don't minus to them too much anyway, so that's the point. Alright. 7, oh my god, stop with the Bankbusters! You have 9 cards in the hand already with those 2. I'm having 3. Man, Gitaxias, you need to carry this game like really hard. We need to think about this play, because this is the only chance probably that we will win this. And he has 1 mana removal, so yeah. Alright, first things first. Me is attack. Do you take it? He can crew. But if he trades 2 cards for it, I'm actually kinda happy. Alright, so he took the free shot. Let's make more board and force some reaction on the board. I want him tapped out at sorcery speed. I generally would love to have 9 mana, because then I can Soul Partition my own Jin-Gitaxias after one of his cards is countered. I think this can be the winning play. We definitely need it. Yeah, Soul Partition is great protection spell. It's basically like hexproof in a way. You know, it's less tempo efficient, but value-wise, it's exactly like hexproof. Alright, Spirited Companion, sure. Of course, we do not. It's interesting. He started playing very cheap stuff when we have untapped blue mana, so I think he's playing around counterspells. Rightfully so, right? But on the bright side, he cannot really attack us for free. You know what? Lands in this situation are not as bad as it might seem. And I will do it. Like, I just want to use all the loyalty and just, you know, make a mess on board. We need what? 1 more land for the play. Alright, if he... yeah, okay. This turn we can still attack. Next turn it won't be worth it. Like, next turn he can actually use Bankbuster as a blocker, and Bankbuster has no cards, so it's basically getting full value out of your Bankbuster after drawing cards. We cannot allow this, so this is the last turn we can attack with this. Next turn we probably have to put the counter on top of the Samurai, just to make it 5-5 and awkward. There's card advantage, oh my god, we need to crush him very quickly. Jin-Gitaxias is our only out, I think. And I don't think we can outvalue this guy after those Bankbuster Aganjo plays. He had just way too good opening and we don't have enough cardo. Like, not in the hand. If we started with first and counterspells, we would absolutely be able to do it. Alright, you know what? You know what? So he wants to use, yeah, he will use this. He will have 3 mana. It's not the worst. Okay, you got it. You got it. So he will probably kill the Emperor, I would guess. But it means more mana. Qatar Commando. That's a weird one. Of course it can crew. Man, he's so... But you can just make a pilot. I guess he wants to make it super awkward for us, so just nothing works as intended. So he's fighting for the Emperor. He thinks that's where the battle is. But we know, but we have to draw a land, man. If we don't draw a land, we cannot make the play even. I'm so sure he has handful of removal, so... oh my god, I guess the game is on then. But on the bright side, he finally milked all of his Bankbusters. We actually don't want to kill them, because then he might have another Aganjo and he get them back again. So I think we have to use the Emperor to full extent. Unfortunately, he will crew... okay. This is definitely a counterspell, my friend. You are way out of line with the Sanctuary Warden. Go away. Don't tell me you have blue in this and you counter my counter. No, don't scare me like that. I want to feel at least moment of control over this game, alright? Like, I'm not feeling it so far at all. So he will double crew the Bankbusters, which kinda suck, but we can at least kill one of them. with the -2, I guess. You know what interesting play would be? To exile this guy. Because if he doesn't have other creatures, this is basically useless. Alright, 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 alright. You know what? You know what I will do? I will do this. And you will say, Sloth, it's a horrible play, it doesn't do anything. And I will say, yes, that's exactly right. The point is that I want to bait him into using removal, because against this kind of control deck that we play, they might use whatever just to, you know, use the card. And then we come up with Jin-Gitaxias saying, haha, it didn't work. Like, it was cool, but it didn't work. And I can -2 anyway right now, so, you know, we don't lose too much. Huh. I'm so scared of lay down arms. We don't have much value. I think we need to stall for the board a little bit longer. And will it get better than tapping 6 mana? I guess we need to hit him on the cards then. I need some protection for Jin-Gitaxias. I don't believe I can win if I just, you know, YOLO it. Okay, nice. Sure. Like, I will take those kind of trades easily. I like how he plays. He plays very smart. Because he didn't play it before. Now we invested 1 extra creature into the board, and now he invested extra creature to the board. So it seems like he's trying to balance it out, you know, not to overcommit adversary. That's actually one of the best cards for us. Maybe he will just go all in. Let's see how hard he goes. I hope he just goes all in with the treasures as well. And then we can always Soul Partition it if we want, or we can just block other creatures. So we don't die. Ah, that's strong enough. Oh, that's a nice one. If he... Okay, I like it. I like it. Good, but he's tapped out. And we do not die. I hope. I think we don't die from 15, even if he crews the double Bankbuster. Right? And this will be increased, so it's 12. Well, I guess maybe we would die, so we will have to use the Soul Partition probably. We can block those two for sure. Oh, there's something else. Told you, that was the Jin-Gitaxias thing. But the problem is that we might die, but he heals us. I nearly forgot it heals. Let's see the attack, of course. Easy face. Alright. Alright, let's do it by the book. So, we get rid of this one probably. So 12, 17. I mean, could it be easier, more tight than this one? I kinda don't think so. It's a horrible play from my side, because I'm giving him cards, basically. But what can we do? What can we do? I guess Jin-Gitaxias doesn't have the best day today. We need to play like this. So he can attack with Mishra's Foundry, and removal kills us. So I think we can safely go with the good game. Because I'm sure that he has just single removal card on creature, then he activates the Mishra's Foundry and hits my face. If not, he can even play the Bankbuster. Unless, maybe he doesn't have it. But Warden is equally as threatening. Yeah, he can just activate it and crew. Alright, well played, my friend, well played. I think that was still a pretty interesting game. Too strong of a start at you know, the first turns.